КП, это Зоя-7. Мы двигаемся. Осматриваем территорию. Прием. КП, понял. Будьте максимально осторожны. Конец связи.
Marker placed. Guard post captured.
You gotta extract him. Subject on board. Leave the rest to us.
Extraction arrived at Mother Base.
We found out there's an English-speaking soldier somewhere in the region. He's a language specialist. His role is to translate information related to the West into Russian. If we can get him to join us, we'll have the upper hand in information warfare. Find this language specialist and extract him.
Это непросто. Наверное, работает в переводческом отделении, аналитики. Свет допоздна.
Да, я всегда читаю газеты.
Выражение. На случай, если я вдруг... Your girlfriend.
Это было неплохо.
Правда? Что это значит?
Я друг твоего приятеля.
О, это действительно полезно. Соберись!
So your suppressor is worn out. That gun will be as loud as any other now. If you have to shoot, be careful.
Side op completed. Extraction arrived at Mother Base. Unit function
Boss,
added.
that language specialist you extracted has been very cooperative. Says he's always dreamed of living a free life, like folks in the West. What are the odds, huh? I've gone ahead and placed him in the support unit. His job is Russian interpretation. Now you'll know what Soviet soldiers are saying. You can even interrogate them. Should give you an edge in the mission.
Please select a mission. Mission accept. The map has been updated. arrived at Mother Base.
You need to disable the Soviets' reinforcement system by putting a hole in their base-to-base comms network. Head for the Eastern Communications Post and destroy its comms equipment. First, use the binoculars to locate the communications equipment at the facility. The target is there.
The map has been updated.
That wild dog, Bob. He's a tough little guy. Boss, this is no time to be playing with animals. What are you gonna do, boss? Roger that. We'll pick him up.
Extraction arrived at Mother Base. Arrived at your destination.
Roger that.
You have arrived at your destination.
You made it. First, use the binoculars to locate the communications equipment at the facility.
The map has been
That antenna
updated.
is one of the targets. There should be more. Keep looking.
Что это?
The map has been updated.
Stay back! Stay back!
Subject on board. Leave the rest to us.
Marker placed.
He's coming too. Roger that.
The map has been
That's
updated.
another one of the targets. Do you see any more? That looks like the target.
Position info
We know
has
where
been
all the
updated.
antennas are now. Take out all three of them. How you do it is your call. Летать чужака. Конец связи. Enter the Eastern Communications Post and destroy the target equipment. Its location is on your iDroid.
Акум! Как ты? Ты в порядке?
Extract him. You made it. First, use the binoculars to locate the communications equipment at the facility. That's tarragon, a type of medicinal plant. It contains trace amounts of a benzodiazepine derivative that's the active ingredient in pentasmin.
At your destination.
Subject on board. Leave the rest to us. Enter the Eastern Communications Post and destroy the target equipment. Its location is on your iDroid. You made it. First, use the binoculars to locate the communications equipment at the facility.
You have arrived at your destination.
He's coming too. Roger that.
Слышал? Там говорила женщина рядом на электростанции.
Нет, что за женщина?
Не знаем, что с ней. Говорят, она голая.
Голая? Да нафиг.
Серьезно? Значит, что она не местная.
Слушай, если видишь ее, скажи мне.
Не проблема. Знает. Так же быстро, как не появляется.
Что значит обязательно?
Никто не сможет.
Subject on board. Leave the rest to us.
Все будет хорошо. Огонь!
Head for the Eastern Communications Post and destroy the target equipment. Its location is on your iDroid.
You have arrived.
Subject on board. Leave the rest to us. You made it. First, use the binoculars to locate the communications equipment at the facility.
Посмотри!
He's coming too. Roger that. You gonna extract him? Subject on board. Leave the rest to us.
You have arrived at your destination.
coming too.
The map has been updated.
Spit it out. Where are the others?
The map has been updated.
You gotta extract him.
Только еще позиция твоя. Стоит душманов убили, они продолжают появляться. Думаю, помогать реально спасают. Стоит хотя бы прокормить их.
В последнее время говорят, что их поддерживают миллионеры из нефтяных стран. И теперь появился маг. Деньги идут из этого. Какого? Что?
Subject on board. Leave the rest to us. You gotta extract him.
Speak. Where are your friends?
The map has been updated. Outpost captured. Supplies requested. Supply drop complete.
Good work. You've completed your objective. Now get out of the hot zone.
Mission info has been updated. Extraction failed. Extraction arrived at Mother Base. Development project has been added.
Say, boss, you see many animals in the field. Truth is, an environmental NGO has asked us to remove wild animals from combat zones. If you have the time, can you extract some back here? There's a reward in it for us.
Exfiltrated.
All right, you're out of the hot zone. No enemy forces in pursuit. Mission complete. Yes, mission complete. Boss, that was exceptional. Our army is growing like crazy thanks to you, boss. In fact, it's getting downright crowded around here. To bring a greater number of people on board, we'll need to expand our facilities. To that end, I've created a base development unit. It has two roles, material refinement and platform construction. I'll start with the material refinement part. The base development unit procures material resources on a regular basis according to its level. The materials are stored in containers and placed on the deck of Mother Base. Once they're finished being processed, they can finally be put to use. By using these materials to build new platforms, we'll be able to add a greater number of staff to our ranks. We don't need any specific instructions from you to refine the materials, but I want you to be the one to decide how we construct platforms. Once we have sufficient GMP and the required material resources, you can issue construction orders from your iDroid. Prolonged time in the field is bad for the body and mind. I think it's time you took a break. Do it for me. Come back to Mother Base ASAP.
I'm back!
This.
Here's the dog you brought back. Bit of a troublemaker. Not sure about the breed, though.
He'll get bigger?
Uh-huh. Like this. You know, I can look after him. He's still a pup, so he doesn't listen. I have a feeling someday he'll be useful. I suspect you discovered a real diamond in the rough. With a little polish, I'd say we got a true diamond dog on our hands.
DD, right? Hostile at raising hounds. Fine.
Come on, Dee Dee.
Channel request from Langley. We're to find a piece of new American military hardware that's gone missing in the mountains of Afghanistan. It's a difficult mission, but I'd say you're back in top form by now. Check your iDroid for the details.
Boss, welcome home.
Development project has been added. Development project has been added. Development project has been added.
So SALT II still hasn't gone into effect. That treaty was drawn up to limit not just the size of the US and Soviet Union's nuclear arsenals, but also their delivery systems. The whole deal. Just when we thought all those years of negotiations had paid off, somebody decides to invade Afghanistan. The timing couldn't have been worse. The president was in the middle of the SALT II talks back then. You mean while you were busy trying to stop Peace Walker? I heard. President Ford was meeting with the General Secretary in Vladivostok. In his absence, the political brass in America detected what they didn't realize was false nuclear launch data from Peace Walker, and were on the verge of ordering a retaliatory nuclear strike. Coleman's big idea? Humans are incapable of destroying themselves. Turns out he never knew what humans are capable of. If that AI, the boss, hadn't found a way to stop the fake data transmission, they probably would have gone ahead with the launch. Deterrence was revealed as the pipe dream it was. All thanks to you. And her. The US-Soviet talks looked set to fall through. What happened in Nicaragua no doubt helped trigger a change of heart. But in the end... The time's to find the politics. When you've grabbed their tail, they turn and bite your hand. I first met you 20 years ago now. The place was Selenouyarsk in the Soviet Union. We were enemies. I was with the GRU. You were still fighting for America. 1964. Operation Snake Eater. Its objective? The assassination of the legendary soldier known as the Boss. When you returned home successful, they awarded you the title Big Boss. Your CO, Zero, sought to carry on the boss's will by covertly establishing his own organization. You knew the original members from Operation Snake Eater. From America, there was David O, whereas he was to you,
Commencing
Major
platform
Zero.
construction.
Donald Anderson, aka Sigint, Dr. Clark, who went by paramedic during the operation, and the fourth, you. From China there was Eva, and me, Ocelot, from the Soviet Union. 6 in total.
Got time to train with me?
To us, government notions of friend and foe were meaningless. As were East and West, we joined forces by our will alone. Our objective was to fulfill the boss's dying wish, to make the world one. And to do it, Zero used the Philosopher's Legacy, the secret war fund you obtained during Operation Snake Eater. This organization would go on to become Cypher. I, on the other hand, was left with the problem. You only recovered half of the legacy. I had to locate the other half myself. When I found the funds, I passed them on to Zero, just as you wanted.
I still trusted him in those days.
We thought what he was doing was the boss's will, until he started that one project.
Les enfants terribles, Zero called in.
You parted ways, as did Eva, leaving only Anderson and Clark still with him. I maintained limited contact, although truth be told, we were just keeping tabs on one another. The reason was always you. After you returned to the Army and created Foxhound, you left America. For a time, even I'd lost track of you. I'd imagine Zero did too. You always were the best when it came to hide and seek. Zero created Cypher, an information network to tap into every corner of the globe. Woven together, Cypher's arteries make the world just one big organism.
Please
And that's not
specify
all.
project.
It also monitors the thorn in Zero's side. That's you, tracking your coordinates wherever you might go. The further you strayed from your roots, the larger Zero became. It's as if he was trying to close the gap between you. But before long, he disappeared from public life. Only a few people had direct contact with him. For a time, I was one of them. Then a year after you fell into your coma, he slipped out of sight entirely. Since then, nothing. No photos, no recordings, not even a reliable rumor as to his whereabouts. I tried every method I could think of, but Zero was gone. Freed of his control, his creation, his power continued to grow. Cypher is a great beast, and Zero was its spine. But even without him, it's endured, evolved. But now its body is rotting, riddled with parasites. Parasites like the ones who attacked you 9 years ago in the Caribbean, and then at the hospital. Cypher's Black Ops Unit, XOF. They learned where you were, and came to wipe the slate clean.
Staff assigned. Please specify a project.
Kaz, what about the unit that attacked us in the mist? You knew something about them.
That wasn't my first run-in with them.
Please select a mission. Please select landing zone.
Roger.
This is Pequod. Arriving shortly at LZ. This is Pequod. On station at LZ.
Have a good day, boss.
Spit it out. Where are the others? Where are your friends?
Boss, thanks for saving that puppy.
Thank you.
Gaining altitude.
Side ops list
By
updated.
connecting your iDroid to the onboard computer, you turn the chopper into your own Aerial Command Center, or ACC. Some elements of staff assignment and R&D of weapons and items can only be performed from there. Take as long as you need to consider all your options.
Please select a mission. Mission accepted. Heading to Afghanistan.
prisoner is being held prisoner at the Wak Sin barracks. You need to find him and get him out. He tried to defect from the base camp up north, but it didn't work out. Now they're holding him at Wak Sin. He's offered his technical skills to us as long as we can guarantee his safety. You have to extract the target.
Boss, your target just happens to be the man who developed your prosthetic hand. And he's the only one capable of maintaining it. If we bring him in, I'm sure he'll be able to modify it in all kinds of ways as well.
The map has been updated.
Be careful down there, boss.
Analysis complete. Analysis complete. Analysis complete. Extraction arrived at Mother Base.
That's the Wak Sin barracks. The target is somewhere inside that outpost. The Soviets consider him a traitor now, so he'll be treated like any other prisoner.
Analysis complete. Analysis complete.
Extract him.
Analysis complete.
Subject on board. Leave the rest to us. Two. Roger that.
КП, это Соя-1. Незаконченные поиски. Никто не обнаружен. Прием! Это КП, понял. Не расслабляйтесь. Они еще могут быть рядом. Конец связи.
The enemy's given up their search for you. But they're not giving the all clear just yet. Stay alert.
Intel
Nice
file
find.
obtained.
Analyzing the intel file you picked up. We've got a fix on the target. I've updated your map info. Check it on your iDroid.
КП, это Дмитрий-1. Оборудование разрушено. Саботаж со стороны врага. Прием! Это КП, понял. Немедленно проверить. Издать оперативную
Analysis
сводку. Конец
complete.
связи.
Analysis complete.
Subject on board. Leave the rest to us.
Supplies requested.
Скорее всего, на базе лазутчик. Мне заняться его поисками? Прием. СКП, понял. Усилить безопасность и найти нарушителя. Конец связи.
Supply drop complete.
Worn out. That gun will be as loud as any other now. If you have to shoot, be careful.
КП, это 06. Только что слышал стрельбу. Направление отмечено. Какие будут приказы? Прием. СКП, понял. Будьте начеку. Выкурите врага. Конец связи.
He's coming too. Roger that. You gotta extract him.
Analysis
КП,
complete.
2. Вижу неопознанный воздушный шар. Похоже, у нас на базе противник. Жду указаний. Прием. СКП, понял. Всем единицам. Будьте бдительны и найдите нарушителей. Конец связи. КП, это 2. Поиски закончены. Противник не обнаружен. Прием. СКП, понял. Будьте наготове. Конец связи. КП, это Дмитрий 9. У нас пропажа. Кажется, у нас лазутчик. Не заняться его поисками? Прием. СКП, понял. Всем боевым группам проверить окрестности. Избавиться от чужака. Конец связи.
Where are your friends?
The map has been
Where are the
updated.
others? Speak.
Subject on board. Leave the rest to us.
Analysis complete. Extraction arrived at Mother Base.
Extract him.
Extraction arrived at Extraction failed.
Roger that.
Supplies requested.
That crack would make a good foothold. You can use crack climbing to make your way up.
Supply drop complete. Analysis complete. Analysis complete. Analysis complete. Analysis complete.
That prisoner doesn't look like the target.
Это КП, понял. Не расслабляйтесь. Они еще могут быть рядом. Конец связи.
Analysis complete. Analysis complete. Analysis complete.
Extract him.
Всем боевым группам, это КП. Вышел строить целый ряд ламп. Похоже на проблемы с электроэнергией. Ближайший патруль. Проверить сеть питания. КП, это Зоя-2. Наследую. Конец связи.
Analysis complete.
Зоя-2, что случилось? Ответьте, Зоя-2. У нас проблема. Тревога по всем постам.
Subject on board. Leave the rest to us.
Искать сектор!
Extraction failed.
He's coming too. Roger that.
КП, ГТЗ. Поиски закончены. Противник не обнаружен. Прием. Это КП. Понял. Будьте наготове. Конец связи.
Material. It could be just what we need to develop new weapons and equipment.
have arrived at your destination. Outpost captured.
You gotta extract him. Subject on board. Leave the rest to us.
You have arrived at your destination. The map has
Okay,
been- you
subject is in.
Your destination. You have arrived at your destination.
Boss, you've entered a building. Always keep an escape route in mind when you head indoors. If you get surrounded, you'll have nowhere to run. There, that's the target.
Это протез. Я его сделал. Это мой шедевр. Обычные протезы — это скучно.
Support helicopter requested.
Но бионики. Я создаю биомеханические гибриды.
Great. If there's nothing in the way overhead, you should be able to Fulton him.
Что это не протез, а бионическая рука. За свою жизнь я создал тысячи таких конечностей. Они использовались просто даже в Кремле. И вот благодарность. Сделай гигантские руки для новой боевой платформы, они мне сказали. Я ведь инженер-бионик. А они посадили меня сделать заводные игрушки. Я этого не вынес. И поэтому сбежал. Но они меня...
This is B-Quad. Arriving shortly at LZ.
Меня ждет лагерь. Ты меня спас. Я готов тебе служить. Выучить твою бионическую руку.
This is B-Quad. Have arrived at LZ. We'll stand by.
Support helicopter has arrived. Extraction arrived at Mother Base. Development project has been added. has been
Your
updated.
objective's complete. Exfiltrate out of the hot zone by chopper or on land.
Extraction arrived at Mother Base.
All right, you're out of the hot zone.
Exfiltrated.
No enemy forces in pursuit. Mission complete. Yes, mission complete. Boss, that was exceptional. The engineer we rescued has been extremely cooperative. The guys on the R&D team are glad to have him aboard. Thing is, his specialty isn't mechanics, but something called bionics, engineering based on biology. He's already submitted a proposal for modifying your prosthetic arm. If you're interested, go ahead and give the development order. Boss, as requested, we've added an analyzer function to your binoculars.
Arrives.
Now you can view soldiers or POWs and get a readout on their rank or any special skills they might have. Depending on their skills, they may even be able to develop new types of weapons or items. Try it out the next time you're thinking of Fultoning someone.
Analysis complete. Analysis complete. Analysis complete. Analysis complete. Staff assigned. Please specify a project. Development project has been added. Development project has been added.
Kaz, what about the unit that attacked us in the mist? You knew something about them.
That wasn't my first run-in with them. It happened right before I was captured by the Soviets. We were on the Zero line that day, the Afghan side. On our way back from training the Mujahideen at a mountain camp in Kunar province.
Select a mission.
There's a lot of that work in Afghanistan. Most PFs shy away from it because it draws too much attention. But for us, that was the whole point. The job itself went great. We just had to make it back to a tribal area in Pakistan. But all of a sudden, visibility got real bad. It was no sandstorm. Our point man gave this strange report. He said he could see skulls in the mist.
Skulls?
The next moment, he went silent. We scrambled into formation, right before his arms and legs came raining down on us. It was always supposed to be a dangerous mission, so I had Diamond Dog's very best with me. We were calling out to each other. But one by one, the voices just went dead. Whatever happened to me, I lost consciousness before I knew it. When I came to, I was in a Soviet camp, tied to an interrogation chair.
Could they be some new Spetsnaz unit?
No. The ones that interrogated me were just the average rank and file. Whatever group attacked us, the way they moved was just insane. And that mist, appearing out of nowhere. The Soviets don't have tech like that.
If they did, Ocelot would have heard about it.
I doubt the West does either. Otherwise, the folks at Langley would be sleeping a lot easier.
Why'd they come after you?
Wish I knew. I'm the only one who survived. Though I don't think they planned it that way. If I was their target, they wouldn't have just handed me over to the 40th Army. Whatever the case, we need to watch our step until we know who they really are. And boss, if you ever do run into them again, don't try to take them on. You just get the hell out of there. When I first started dealing with Zero, with Cypher, it was a somewhat parasitic relationship, though a mutually beneficial one. Cypher had no army of their own, so they wanted us. They wanted our strength. They approached me as a potential business partner.
But they had other motives.
Cypher coaxed us into Central America, into that US-Soviet proxy war, to fuel Mother Base's growth. Once we were big enough, they'd force us to join them. That was the plan.
That's why they had Paz, still Zeke.
Right. And if we refused, she would use Zeke to fire a nuke from Mother Base. The world would consider us a liability, and countries would unite to destroy us.
We stopped the launch.
And yet they still took us down. Through that fake inspection they orchestrated to cover up their sabotage. That power Cypher wanted. We don't have it anymore. So why are they still after you? Is it just the fear of leaving you alive?
I don't know. Was Zero really... All I know is the man I knew wouldn't want this.
What do you mean?
We have to consider that it might not be Zero we're dealing with.
We know virtually nothing about Cypher anymore. How big they've gotten, what they want, or even who they really are. The new Mother Base started out as a test drilling rig operated by a mineral resources supplier, but their project fell through. The Seychelles government was happy to hand the place over to us. It was just scrap on stilts. So with a few dummy construction companies set up as fronts, we started renovating the half-finished rig. From the outside, it looked like the project was back on rails.
Kaz, you...
What?
I see what you're doing. Recreating the Mother Base we had 9 years ago. Only this time.
That's right. The Mother Base Cypher thought they destroyed will return from the grave to kill them. We'll prove to the world that we were the victors.
And if we lose again?
They can't fool us the same way twice. Now our enemies are in plain sight. And when our organization gets too big, we split it across companies. Any company that draws attention gets liquidated, and its capital is back-channeled into a new company. Most PFs are small-time operations anyway. And in this business, the minnows go bankrupt all the time. We've never aroused suspicion. Plus, we have Hewick.
Hewick?
Human Exploitation Company. It's a business specializing in intel gathering. Think of it as a civilian intelligence agency.
Kaz, that's...
Remember what they were trying to accomplish at the prison facility in Cuba? That gave me the idea. We dispatch moles into conflict zones around the world, and each sets up an intel network on site. Then they stay in place to give us stable points of contact when other nations intervene in the conflicts. Hewick's strength is that it has a cutout at each level. You get your job from one guy, then you hand it off to another. No one has direct access. It's a perfect black box. Hewick members also work their way into the superpowers intelligence agencies to make sure Diamond Dogs gets work. We have those countries by the balls. That's our deterrent when we need it.
Networking. In the intelligence community?
Sure, that's how we've grown this far. And when you go out on missions, intel from Hewick will be there to back you up. But despite all that, Cypher has its eyes on us. The only reason I'm not dead is that they needed to know where you were. Figured if you woke up, I'd go straight to you.
That's why you made that ruckus at the Zero line.
Yeah, to make their own surveillance work against them. I think it took some of the heat off Cyprus.
Kaz.
Then I just had to wait for you to save me. And I've gotten used to waiting.
Kaz.
That's not all. It was a good chance to scout the market. And with the West wanting the Soviets out of Afghanistan, their agencies are bursting at the seams with funding. Boss, let's start by building up our Afghan presence.
Why put Mother Base in the Seychelles?
We're at the center of the world here.
We're all the way out in the Indian Ocean.
Come on. Lebanon, Sri Lanka, East Timor, and Africa. From here, our reach extends to conflict zones the world over, including Afghanistan, of course.
So it's prime real estate for a mercenary.
Exactly. Latin America isn't as close as I'd like, but we have Amanda and her people to help in that department. And besides, the Seychelles government owes us a favor.
Owes us?
The Seychelles has strong ties to the east, which the West wanted to shake up. It came to a head 3 years ago in an attempt.
He's coming too. Roger that.
Of South African mercenaries with U.S. backing behind the scenes. They were only platoon size, but South Africa is home to some heavy PFs. Too much for the Seychelles to handle. In the end, they accepted help from the Tanzanian army and quelled the coup. We set up the deal and handled on-site tactical instruction. That led to some training work for the Seychelles military. And when we put down a mutiny within their forces, well, we made a lot of people happy. They don't pay us. They just let us...
Tarragon, a type of medicinal plant. It contains trace amounts of a benzodiazepine derivative that's the active ingredient in pentazimine.
We take Mother Base so far here. We'll have to find somewhere else when this place starts getting big.
Aren't you being a little hasty?
Nothing hasty about it. You're back with us now.
So, Kaz, the ship that took us from Cyprus, it used to be a whaler.
Yeah, a Japanese vessel. How was the voyage?
It was... stimulating.
Well, she was part of a whaling fleet up until a few years ago. Her displacement isn't anything to write home about, but she can really move. She still had plenty of life left in her, but then the work dried up. Global opposition to whaling has been mounting for years.
Is that right?
The push to ban it has been gaining traction for a little over a decade. Individual species came under protection as the years went on. And then 2 years ago, the IWC adopted a moratorium on commercial whaling. Several countries, including Japan, fought it to the bitter end. But eventually, most whaling companies had no choice but to throw in the towel. You ever tried whale snake?
Can't say that I have.
When I was a kid in Japan, practically everybody ate it.
That good, huh?
The country was poor in those days, and whale was cheap. International opinions changed since then. In any case, that's why we were able to get a bargain price on the ship. Of course, we did end up spending 5 times the purchase price in modifications.
That's the target.
Fit in all the ESM and communications gear while keeping the whaler look intact. Right now, she's going around conducting SIGINT missions. In the future, we plan to use her as a communications relay base between you and Mother Base, and also as a chopper resupply vessel. Diamond Dogs. The word diamond originally comes from the Greek adamas. It means indomitable, unyielding. Other words for the stones often mean eternal bond, fortitude, or purity. The same is true of the Star of Bethlehem flowers she laid on the boss's grave. They represent innocence, as well as chastity, yielding to no man while maintaining one's virtue. In other words, staying loyal to something.
Вали!
Subject on board. Leave the rest to us.
Analysis complete.
Эй! Ты в порядке? Как ты? Ты в порядке?
You have arrived at your destination. Side ops list updated.
He's coming too.
Extraction.
Roger that.
Meta base. Extraction arrived at Mother Base.
reports said the number of private forces is increasing, and they modeled themselves after us.
They're a far cry from the likes of us.
But why? 9 years ago, we made enemies of the world as a nuclear-equipped force, independent of ideology or state.
Yes. Sooner or later, the real UN would have stepped in.
So why are they giving these PFs free reign?
That's our fault, too.
What do you mean?
What happened 9 years ago was a real problem for a lot of people. An organization as big as ours, with our facilities, was wiped off the map. Not an easy thing to hide. But if our existence came to light, so would the names of our clients. We had contracts all over, east and west, from superpowers to banana republics, the lot. Our clients denied all association with the likes of us. They had to make sure things didn't blow up on them. But at the same time, they missed us. They really missed us. The demand for armies for hire was as strong as ever. The international community turned a blind eye to what happened to us, despite still needing people who could do our jobs. History couldn't afford to lose us. As soon as we were gone, they needed a replacement. So private forces spread everywhere. And they're all just a phone call away.
But still.
I know. PFs are totally different from what we envisioned. Nation-states, revolutionaries, terrorists. They have a lot of clients, and Cypher is one of them. Cypher stays anonymous, but I know their work when I see it. In the eyes of those clients, the world's PFs are all just expendable pawns. The clients don't have to worry about losing their own men. Nobody knows they're involved, and PFs are cheap. In short, the world is chewing up soldiers and spitting them out. Even some of the old Mother Base's survivors are still working for PFs. Some guys created their own smaller forces. Others were taken on by emerging PFs. Everybody's gone their separate ways. But none of them are living their dream, because they're not fighting with you. Of course, I tried to headhunt as many of them as I could for Diamond Dogs. It was all a waste of time. They said they weren't interested without you to lead them. But now you're back. And everything's gonna change. We'll unite all private forces under you, transcending nations and economies. What is a nation? Just a patch of dirt. The bonds among us will surpass nations, and that's what'll put the world under our control. We'll establish a new kind of country, redefine the very concept of it. Even Cypher will be below us, an extraterritorial federation of military nations, the United States of Force. Once word of Big Boss's return starts traveling, that'll be our true deterrent against Cypher. In other words, no one will dare to come gunning for you.
How do you figure?
Cypher lacks a large-scale fighting force. PFs are the perfect tool for them. But those PFs revere you, the legendary Big Boss. If Cypher killed you now, they wouldn't take it lying down. Maybe they'd even go looking for revenge, but they definitely wouldn't keep doing Cypher's dirty work, even if it put their lives at stake. That's why it's no longer a benefit to Cypher to get rid of you. The very fact that you're alive is our greatest defense against Cypher.
Nice to know. It'll buy us some time while we get back to full strength.
Just keep in mind that what I'm saying is generalizing a lot. In practice, the PFs around the world don't know your face. Just declaring that you're Big Boss won't be enough to convince them. And if they see you as an enemy, they'll come at you with everything they've got.
Some hero.
That's why you need to bring them back to Mother Base. Show them on your terms that you really are the one and only Big Boss. Once you've proven that, they won't hesitate to join us. Forces must know something about the targets. After you grab or hold up an enemy, try interrogating them.
Where are your friends? Where are your friends?
Что это?
Spit it out. Where are the others?
The map has been updated.
You gotta extract him. Subject on board. Leave the rest to us.
You have arrived at your destination. Analysis complete.
Where are your friends?
The map has been updated.
Spit it out.
extract him.
Speak. Where are your friends?
The map has been updated.
Coming too. Roger that.
Marker placed. You have arrived at your destination. Side ops list updated. Extraction arrived at Mother Base. development project has been added.
You gotta extract him.
Set shortly. Arrived at Mother Base. Commencing platform construction. Staff assigned. Please specify a project. Please select a mission. Please select a mission.